Constantine, A Brief Church and Empire History, I think.
Under Diocletian, the empire was turned into a tetrarchy. 286, Maximian was made Caesar, then Augustus. 289, Constantinus Chlorus, at the age of 39, divorces Constantine's mother, Helena, and marries Theodora, Maximian's daughter. At this time, Theodora would have been 14 years old. 293, Diocletian made Constantinus Chlorus a Caesar to Maximian. 303, Constantine marries his first wife, Minerva. 305, Diocletian retires, forcing Maximian to retire also. Galerius and Constantinus Chlorus become emperors, and Severus and Maximia Daia become Caesars. 306, Constantine's father dies, and Maxentius, son to Maximian, takes over the West. 306 to 307, Maximian defeats Severus and Galerius in battle. Trying to settle things after his son had taken over, offers his daughter to be married to Constantine and bring him on as a Caesar. Fausta was 15 years younger than Constantine, so probably a teenager. So he and his father married sister. 308, Maximian rebels against his own son Maxentius. 310, Maximian commits suicide. 310, Constantine has a vision of Apollo, where he tells him that he will be ruler for 30 years. 311, Edict of Toleration by Galerius, which ended persecution for the Christians. 311, Galerius dies of an abscess. 312, at the Battle of Milvian Bridge, Maxentius, who is Fausta's brother and Constantine's brother-in-law, drowns, and Constantine has him beheaded. We are told this is the battle where Constantine had a vision to emblazon a symbol on the shields of his soldiers. Conquer by this. As most witches will tell you, sigil magic is powerful stuff. Be mindful. Please remember, this is the government responsible for his death. He's wanting the device on which he was hung to be used as a tool for war to encourage the death of others. Interesting. 312, Colossus with the inscription, though this is the sign of salvation, which is the true symbol of goodness. I rescued your city and freed it from the tyrant's yoke. 312 to 324, Eusebius is made the church father and starts writing the preparation to the gospel. He says that sometimes it's beneficial for falsehood, quoting Plato. In 313, Constantine and Licinius create the Edict of Milan, giving Christians freedom and allowed them in government. 315, Ark of Constantine, built in Rome to commemorate victory over his brother-in-law Maxentius. You can see the sun god driving his four horses through the universe and sacrifice to Apollo. 317, Constantine's son Crispus is made a Caesar. Eusebius starts writing the church history. He is the first to mention the Jesus passage in Josephus for 300 years, and the only one for another 200 years after that. Suspicious. 321, the Sabbath was changed from Saturday to Sunday, or Sol Day. All the other things that one must observe on the Sabbath, these things we have transposed to the Lord's Day. 323, Constantine begins to try to unite the Christian sects so as to have a state-run government. 324, the Battle of Chrysopolis, Constantine kills Licinius the Tetrarch. 324, Helena and Fausta are made Augusta. 324, Law of Autumn, where there is no blood sacrifice for pagans allowed. 324 to 325, the church history is finished by Eusebius. In Book 12, he quotes Plato about the lies, which is much like Romans 3:7, where Paul says lying is okay. It's about Jesus and the king Agbar, which is a completely made-up story, so I guess he does think lying is okay. 325, Constantine sponsors the Nicene Creed. This becomes the official faith system for Christendom to unite the empire. Constantine's son Crispus dies of poisoning. Fausta, his stepmom, was killed in a bathhouse. As the story goes, Fausta was raped by Crispus. Constantine exiled his son, but he committed suicide by poison. Then soon after, Fausta was either killed or died in a bathhouse, possibly while trying to have an abortion. 26. Constantine ordered 50 Bibles for the church, and more churches to be built. Helena is so stricken. 26, she goes to the Holy Land to see what she can find out about Jesus. There she commissions 3 churches: Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Bethlehem Church of the Nativity, and the Church of Alonia on the Mount of Olives. She allegedly finds fragments of the Holy Cross, as if each criminal had their own cross, specially for them. 328, Constantine erects a column in the image of his sun god, Sol Invictus, at Constantinople that faces the east, the direction of the sun. In 336, Jesus' birthday was celebrated on the same day as the festival for Mithra, a Vedic god, held on December the 25th. Save men by the shedding of eternal blood. They would ring bells, recite poems, and take part in the sacrament of wine and bread. The holiday marked the coming of longer days after the winter solstice, followed by the popular Roman Saturnalia festival where people would exchange gifts. 337, Constantine on his deathbed is baptized by Arian bishop Eusebius of Nicodemia, which is the belief that Jesus is not equal to God but subordinate. Eusebius writes Life of Constantine after he dies. This is where Eusebius first mentions the alleged Chi-Rho that appears to Constantine before his battle. 339, Eusebius dies.